Let's solve few problems based on finding the value and few compound angles, multiple, submultiple, mixture of everything. All right. Now let's start with very basic things. All right. So here, let's start with finding the value. See, find the values of the following. The first one, cot square pi by 6 plus cosecant 5 pi by 6 plus 3 tan square pi by 6. This value is equal to 6. So basically, they're asking you to prove it. Fine. So the first one, cot square pi by 6. So first you need to understand what is cot pi by 6. Now, if you are very comfortable with radian measure, fantastic. If you are not, convert this into degree. Now, pi by 6 is going to give us 30. So cot 30 is going to give us root 3. So cot square 30 is going to give us 3. So cot pi by 6 is going to be root 3. So cot square pi by 6. This is going to give us 3. Fair enough. Next, cosecant 5 pi by 6. Cosecant 5 pi by 6. Now, the first thing is 5 pi by 6 comes in which quadrant, that you have to understand. Alright. Now, 5 pi by 6. 6 pi by 6 is pi. Or in other words, take pi as 180. So, pi by 6 is 30. 30 into 5 is 150. That means cosecant of 5 pi by 6 comes in the second quadrant. It is positive. No problem. Correct. Now what do we have? Cosecant of 5 pi by 6. Cosecant 150. Correct. This we can write it as cosecant of cosecant 150, which is the same as telling pi minus pi by 6. 180 minus 30, which is going to give us just cosecant pi by 6, which is 2. Alright. Because sine 30 is half, cosecant 30 is 2. The next one is what? 3 tan square pi by 6. We have 3 tan square pi by 6. 3 into tan pi by 6 is 1 by root 3. Square it. 1 by 3. So 3 into 1 by 3. The value is 1. So what do we have? We have 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 6. And the same thing is what we are supposed to prove here. Very simple. Fine. First problem, quite easy. Let's do the second one now. See, the second one, they're asking you to find the value of cos of 105. We use compound angles. Very, very easy. Now, there are two ways in which we can use. See, one is we can use cos of 90 plus 15. 90 plus 15 is 105. Correct? So, when you do cos of 90 plus 15, okay, we are going to get sine 15 and all. But do we know sine 15? Nope, we don't know. So 15 itself, we don't know, correct? That means using this way of calculating would not be a right way of doing it. In other words, since we don't know, we can't use this. Let's try to get the value from the known things. Fair enough? We can do cos of 60 plus 45. 60 plus 45 is 105, right? Now we can use the formula. What formula are we going to use? Cos of x plus y, which is cos x into cos y minus sin x into sin y. That means here this is going to become cos 60 cos 45 minus sin 60 sin 45. Cos 60 is half into 1 by root 2, correct? Minus root 3 by 2 into 1 by root 2. So what do we have? 1 by 2 root 2 minus root 3 by 2 root 2. 2 root 2 is the LCM, correct? It's common. So what are we going to get? 1 minus root 3 divided by 2 root 2. So this is going to be the answer. Now one thing I want you guys to understand and observe here. 1 is lesser than root 3. So 1 minus root 3 is going to give us a negative value. And look at the value 105 lies in which quadrant? Second quadrant. And cosine is positive or negative? Cosine is negative. See, 1 minus root 3 is going to give us a negative answer, which is going to satisfy with the question. Correct? So the answer for cos of 105 is 1 minus root 3 by 2 root 2. Fair enough? Let's do the third question. Cot 75 now. Now, for the third one, now how would you split this value? How would you split 75 into known numbers? Like, known numbers. 60 plus 15. Can we do that? No, because 15 we don't know. But we can do 45 plus 30, right? So the same 75, you can split it as 45 plus 30. A lot more easier to do, isn't it? So what we'll do, we can make this as cot of 45 plus 30. You can use cot of x plus y formula. Directly if you apply, you'll get the value. Okay, cot of x plus y is what? You're going to get cot x plus cot y divided by 1 minus cot x into, or cot x into cot y minus 1. Anyway, if you are not comfortable, let's convert this into tan. So much more easier. So what we'll do it in terms of tan. This is going to become 1 by tan of 45 plus 30. Correct? This is going to become 1 divided by tan 45 plus tan 30 by 1 minus tan 45 into tan 30. Take this to the numerator. So when I say take this, I'm saying take this to numerator here. So you're going to have 1 minus, what is tan 45? 1. What is tan 30? 1 by root 3 divided by 1 plus 1 by root 3. Now if you take LCM, you'll get root 3 minus 1 divided by root 3 over root 3 plus 1 divided by root 3. Correct? So finally, what will be the answer? So the final answer will be root 3 minus 1 by root 3 plus 1. So if you look at this, this is going to be the final answer. Cot 75 will be this answer, root 3 minus 1 by root 3 plus 1. Fair enough? Let's do the fourth one now. See the fourth one. You have root 3 into cosecant 20 minus secant 20. Now, for one thing, 20 is not a standard angle. And we can't even split 20. Correct? Like you can't do 40 minus 20, or you can't do 60 minus 40, 30 minus 10. You are not going to get standard angle whatsoever. So how are we going to solve this? The best way of solving this is convert everything into sine and cos. Easiest and the best way. Alright, at least we can reduce to some extent. So in this case, root 3, cosecant is 1 by sine, correct? Cosecant into 1 by sine 20 minus 1 by cos 20. Take LCM. So when you take LCM, root 3 cos 20 minus sine 20. Now, when we say sine 20, can we write this as 1 into sine 20? It's the same, correct? Denominator becomes sine 20 into cos 20. See, what is sine 2 theta formula or sine 2x formula? 2 sine x into cos x. Correct? 2 sine x cos x. Look at the denominator. We have sine 20 cos 20. Suppose if we had a 2, suppose, then it would become 2 sine 20 cos 20. Don't you think that will become sine 40 degree? Correct? So what we'll do, we'll multiply and divide by 2. That means we are multiplying this by 2. So we'll multiply this also by 2. Fair enough? So the numerator is going to become 2 into root 3 cos 20 minus 1 into sine 20 divided by sine 40. Alright, now don't touch the denominator. Denominator, keep it aside. That's not really our concern right now. Let's come to the numerator part. Numerator, what you have is root 3 cos 20 minus 1 into sine 20. Here again we'll multiply and divide by 2. Remember, we already have a 2 here. Correct? Here again we'll multiply and divide by 2. The reason is root 3 by 2 is a standard value. Correct? To get that standard value, we are dividing by 2. So if you divide this by 2, that means what am I doing? We are dividing by 2. Here also we have to divide by 2. Can you just divide and leave it? No. You also have to multiply by 2. I hope this is clear. We multiplied by 2, we divided by 2. Alright, so this is going to become 4 because 2 into 2 is 4 into, see this one, you have root 3 by 2. We can write this as sine 60 into cos 20 minus cos 60 into sine 20 divided by, what's there in the denominator? Sine 40. Now what do you get? 4 into, don't you think this is of the form sine of x minus y, where x is 60 and y is 20? So you are going to have sine of 60 minus 20 by sine 40. What is 60 minus 20? 40, right? So don't you think sine 40 cancels out? So here sine 40 cancels out. So the final answer is just 4. So the answer for the fourth question, that is going to be just 4. I hope this is clear. Please go through this again one more time if you are not clear about it. Clear? Now, these are set of problems. Again, we are not using any of the complicated formulas. We are using just compound angles, correct? Finding the value with the help of just compound angles and few standard values. Clear? In the next part of the video, we'll discuss few more problems, that is multiple and submultiple angles. Clear? And once that those parts are done, we'll look into the further parts.